So Gary, Canvey Island on a Saturday afternoon probably wasn't on your agenda this time last week, but are you pleased you came?
I'm definitely pleased I come. I mean, I was sitting in Framlington in Suffolk last Saturday enjoying time with the family, so how different things can change in a week. But, you know, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed being back in and amongst it on Thursday. The group was so engaging and so, you know, so together, which was something that was, you know, identified very quickly and I was made aware of. But, you know, it was really enjoyable and we needed to carry that through to Saturday. The boys were trained well and yeah, I thought we was excellent. I thought today it was a follow-on really to where they was at.
And the first half was, they started like with a nice bit of zip, moving forward and were really solid.
Well, they take all the credit for that. I mean, you know, I stand here only 48 hours on from sort of really being in the building and, you know, you can't take too much credit on some of the level of play that was there. Some of the interchanging and the wide triangles and the, you know, and the performance in certain individuals, they take all the credit for that. But, you know, when they're good football players, they just need to be guided slightly into the right areas. You know, we had identified that the team needed to be better out of possession. We needed to be better when we were in possession in the final third, and I think you could see an identity from that. We put a session on Thursday night that was very much about, you know, how quickly we can react, how quickly we can get the ball. You know, counter press was very much the theme, and I thought some of our pressing and play from the sort of middle to front end of the pitch when we won the ball back in good areas was really pleasing to see. It's a great platform to build from.
And there's sort of unsung heroes really in some ways. Alex Dyer has his Kone sitting in that two there, working really hard.
I thought Alex Dyer was immense. I thought he showed his experience. He showed everything that he's got in his armoury. He's played a ridiculous amount of games, and you could see that he just marshalled the middle of the pitch. I thought Zane Banton. I've worked with some very, very good players over my time in management, but I thought Zane was, you know, so pleasing on the eye. You know, takes care of everything he does. The finding, I mean, some of his, you know, little intricate passes and possession based, you know, football was brilliant. And you're right, Aziz, I mean, he would have, you know, maybe turned up on Thursday and turned up today maybe feeling he wasn't, you know, going to be in that starting 11. But, you know, I felt the team needed something a little bit different in there, something that was a little bit more combative, a little bit more disciplined. And he brought all of that. I mean, he's, you know, in the huddle there was some, you know, some well dones to a lot of the players in there, like you've just said. But I think he was, you know, he was very much the one that was clapped in the huddle at the end, because I just thought he goes around smiling. I can see it even in a couple of times I've been around him. There's a big smile on his face. He's got such humility in his character, and I'm really pleased for him.
And obviously 60 seconds in the first goal for Leo, and he's done well so far this season. But Alex, perhaps goals haven't come his way, and it was great to hear the crowd, the boys singing his name as well.
I was even singing it with him at the end. But yeah, I mean, look, you look at the, you know, the outcome today. You know, look at the goals that we've scored. You know, Alex 2, Leo's got 1. You know, it's really pleasing that we've, you know, that they chipped in the front end of the pitch, because it's important your front players score goals for confidence and momentum and to build on. But, you know, I like Leo's goal. It might have looked a little bit scruffy and scrappy on the eye, but we'd spoke and I'd highlighted very much on a tactical perspective in the changing room that I don't like my wide players not finishing between the sticks, not getting, you know, on the back of things and being there to put something in the net. And I said it about, if I'd say to you I said it about 5, maybe 4 minutes before it actually presented itself. It's really pleasing that it's, you know, again, they're engaged in what you're saying and they've taken it on board literally and got their reward for it.
And also conceding a goal, in some ways that could always be a little bit fragile. They could crumble, but they didn't. They looked strong.
That's been an issue, of course it has. But, you know, the goal we conceded, we'll get better at that. It's the second phase of a set play. I think any players that have worked under my guidance will tell you that we'll work an awful lot on making sure first and second phase are where they need to be. You know, we just switched off. We didn't get organised on the first phase, if I'm being honest, and then the second phase was all over the shop, and that can't happen. we need to get better at that, and we will. I have no question that we'll improve that side of our game. It's it's okay getting yourself back into defensive areas. It's getting yourself back into defensive areas and picking up.
Of course.
Recover and mark. And that's something that we'll be enforcing going forward. And disappointing to concede because the performance didn't warrant a goal conceded. I thought the two centre backs, youngster and a more ageing one, more experienced one.
Yeah.
I thought the combination between the two of them was excellent. The two full-backs were the energy they played with. If you look at the up and down nature of what they played, right up until the 95th minute, they're still really pushing, and that again only bodes well for the future going forward, because we do want our full-backs to have a effect in the final third.
Of course, now Danny, Fabio, both in now, both signed, which is fantastic. So you're starting to get your identity and your shape on your back row.
We've inherited a brilliant management team as well. There's people already in the building that I'm really pleased to be working with. It's the infrastructure is excellent in terms of managerial perspective. Danny and Fabs were paramount to me. Fabs has been around me a long time. Danny's been around me, 2.5 years, and I think the boys will love every minute of working with Danny. He's a proper football man, really intelligent in his setup, and his sessions are excellent. So I have no problem in saying that I know the changemen will be engaged and will enjoy what they bring. And I've got another one to come next week.
Excellent.
Which I'll share with you maybe this time next week. It'll be in on Thursday, and it will be the dream team made up again, all being well.
Good stuff. And we should just finally finish by saying two things. First of all, the fans today, they were singing. There was probably not a massive amount down here travelling down to Essex, but those that were here were in great voice. And we move on till Tuesday, where hopefully with the £5 deal, there'll be loads of fans to come and meet you and come and see you as well.
Totally that. And look, Canvey isn't an easy place to get to. It's been miserable weather-wise. Let me tell you, that turnout was excellent, and that goes a long way to driving the team on. I can't emphasise enough that the fans are the driving force between behind any football club. It's something that's really important to me, that they're inclusive in everything we do, and we really appreciate the ones that have travelled today. And again on Tuesday night, we'll appreciate the numbers that come out on Tuesday, because we know we're upon Christmas and such like, and it's the incentive that the club has done. Lawrence needs to, along with Tony, take a huge amount of credit for that, and I hope that it's rewarded with a good turnout. It will be first team players playing. There will be a lot of youngsters involved, but there'll be a lot of the senior players that will do a recovery session, and it'll be a mixed bag, but a team that we want to build on the successes of today.
Excellent, Gary. Listen, thank you ever so much for today, and well done. Have a safe journey home, and we'll see you Tuesday.
No.